Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back here with another video of the best tier 9 medium in the game, the Standard B. Now this is a fantastic vehicle and honestly is just an amazing tank. It feels great to drive. The amount of damage you can do in this, the amount of high damage games I've gotten this tank is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, it's just a fantastic tank. So we're going to breaking it down compared to lots of other tier 9 mediums here in the tank compare and Blitz Blitz stars, sorry. Then we're going to be looking at two fantastic replays that I have of the tank, one of which is an ace. So stick around till the end because we have some great gameplay coming up after this. So, the great thing about the Standard B is the gun. It is all about the gun on this tank. And now, when you're looking at the stats, sometimes it doesn't look that good, but you'll see why it's so good. So the DPM is the worst. Like it's got bad DPM. Like when you compare it to all these, it's got pretty bad DPM. And penetration is pretty good. It's about average to upper end. And the alpha is a very nice alpha, 350, and the rate of fire is 7.212, sorry, which is the lowest in this lineup. But all of that doesn't really matter because you are an auto reloader. And so you're like an auto loader, but you reload shells one at a time, and as soon as you shoot one, it starts reloading. So it can really pump out the damage. You have the highest burst damage in tier 9 mediums, the second highest in the game in tier 9. Only the AMX 120, I believe, has more damage per burst damage. And you have 3 shells of 350 damage. Each one has a 8.42 second for the first, 7.54 for the second, and 5.76 for the first. So if you want to maximize your DPM, you can always use that as a one-shot tank with the top one. But I would personally not do that. I usually go for the clip because you pour out 1,050 damage per burst damage of your shots, and then usually you just reload up 2 and you can clear a tank, and it's really easy, especially with how good the Hesh is on this. Now if we switch everything over to HE here, let me just switch all these ammos. T54-1 doesn't have HE, or do I have that on the right gun? Yes, I do. But once you do that, the DPM still isn't that good, but if you look at the pin, and I run calibrated on this because it makes it a beast when you run calibrated. It has 116 penetration on the HE, which is enough. Believe it or not, I can pin the sides of E75's turret. I can spin the sides of the VKs. I can pin tier 10's sides. I can pin the rear of every IS tank, the rear of Tiger 2s, the rear of E75s. Basically, any tank you can HE up. And when you get that out, you have 1,200 burst damage, which is a lot of damage. And you can use a lot of that HE. It's pretty much Hesh. And that allows you to pump out damage insane. And that's one of the best things about the tank. And you'll see in the gameplay why I love the tank so much. And as well, it has pretty good mobility. The one downside of the tank is there is no armor on the tank. Its armor profile is completely lacking. But that's the same for stuff like Type 61 and Leopard PTA. But, I mean, the tank is just great. So, let's just get into it here. As you see, it performs the best, except for the AMX 31ER, which is a fantastic tank as well. But that is a premium, and I honestly, that's probably a very close second. But yeah, as you can see, out of all the tech tree ones on this list here, it does perform the best by a good bit. The Type 61 is close, and the Leopard PTA is actually pretty lacking there. Oof. And as you can see, out of Hall of Fames, it is the #1 on Hall of Fames. It is for these tanks I have here. So let's jump into some replays. Alright, so here we are with the first replay, and this is going to be on Normandy. Now, honestly, on the stats, the tank doesn't look that good. But trust me, when you get this thing on the battlefield, it is an absolute beast. You can absolutely destroy stuff. When you're top tier, it is basically king. Now, we're going to showcase that in this game with how easily I rack up the damage. early shot on that T69. Already got his HP down quite a bit. And the great thing about the auto reloader, I've already got my shell, and I can just pop out another one as soon as it reloads. And that's very handy in a tank like this. And even though this tank has been out for almost a year now, a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. And then look at this, easy clear on that K91. I'm already up to 1302 damage with 1 kill. And it's just so easy to rack up that damage in this tank that it almost feels like it's too good sometimes. And we're going to get another shot in there. We did take one in return, but that doesn't matter. We already have the T69 down to half HP with only 2 shots. So we already have our first shot reloaded, so I'm going to try to go out here and poke. But I do want to wait to be able to clear him. So I'm going to load up another shell before I start pushing. Oh, well, it looks like I'm going to load up another one. I guess forgot that. But now we are going to go ahead and push on this T69. Now, he does have a nice clip, though. So we are going to take a good bit of damage here, 629. But we do clear out the T69 in return. Now this T32 is starting to push down here on this Mousekin. So I'm going to pull around for a shot. And right as I pull over, yeah, the Mousekin blocks my shot. So I was kind of frustrated. I was like, no, mouse, why? But it's going to all work out in the end. We already have 2 kills, and I'm going to go for a shot here on this T32, trying to track him, and I do get the track. And now I will hide behind this Mousekin, and as you see with the mobility, and I'm just going to go around here, H-aim straight up the butt for fire. 600, burning off to almost 700 damage, waiting for that clip reload. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to wait for the whole clip to reload. We can already clear him. So we have already racked up 3 kills, 3.5k damage. So, in my opinion, the best way to play this tank is actually to frontline it. You could use it as a support tank, but honestly, what I would do is try to get to, this is what I like to do. I try to get out 1 or 2 early shots into the game, and then I like to pull back to either to second line or support, because you are paper, so you can get wrecked, which is the balancing factor of the tank, but you do have good mobility. Also, getting to the sides of tanks. If you catch stuff like bore sinks or a lot of tier 8s with low armor, you can clip them out in one clip, even some tier 9s, if you get a nice ram in on like a WT or something, possibly. But yeah, that's how I like to play the tank. Kind of go in for some early shots, either relocate or play second line after that. So we are going to go for a shot here on that STI, and we do accidentally miss it. Well, not miss, we just messed that one up, but we do have 4.5k damage, so I am looking for an ace here, so I know I need to get the damage. So I do get, finally, another penetration on the ST, and now I'm going to push onto this T30, which, to my teammates up there, so I was hoping they would not push too quickly. Now, it's going to be nice because this KV4 is not the most skilled of players, and he is stock. So we are going to fortunately be able to get out all the damage on this T30. We do get nice 2 shots in. The KV4 bounces. Not sure what he did. Mouse misses. And now I'm like, alright, I got it. I got the chance for the kill. And yeah, I completely ruined that shot. I don't know what I was doing. And I was like, great, now I won't get the kill. But KV4 absolutely gets wrecked. So we are able to finish off the T30. A very nice game in all. And we do get an ace tanker in this one, 5,715 damage. Do pretty good altogether. Alright, moving on to this next battle here. We're going to be on mines, and we're going to go for the hill, because this map is always best to go for the hill on. And the one thing that is annoying about auto reloaders is usually your clip reload is longer due to the fact that otherwise it would be overpowered. So by the time I get here, I only had 2 shells reloaded. Almost has the third, but since this is such a small map, I can't get there. And that's the same if you're driving any auto reloader. It usually takes, usually takes a while to get everything reloaded. So we do get out a nice 3 shots, bringing us all the way up to over 1,000 damage pretty early in the battle. And I'm just going to sit here on this hill, and this is the perfect place for a tank like this. This is what I mean. Get to those early positions, because you can really deal some damage. We already have 2 shells reloaded. We're going to pop one into that T28. Now I spot that this T49 is looking at me, so I do pull back. As he moves away, though, I can load up an HE. Do get a bit of a low roll, but still nice damage onto that T49. Then the T28 and the T49 go down, so now we have pretty much free reign onto these heavies and TDs. I'm not sure where the rest of their team is because they have not been spotted yet. I'm just going to wait for 2 shells to try to clear this standard B possibly, but I don't want to take a shot from one of those WTs. We are going to get really unfortunate. They are kind of lags, making me miss my shot where I was aiming at, and it bounces. But we do get a nice heat shell into the E75. The nice thing about this thing is while it has pretty much basically hesh, it's not quite hesh, it's close, but you still got that heat, so you can still do that extra penetration on the heat, which really allows you to get those heavies very easily, even though it has pretty good pin on your normal ammunition, allowing you to not really need the heat too much. I'm going to get really unlucky with this rev right here, because we're going to go for some HEs. First off, that one right there. Don't know what happened. 142 damage. Complete fail HE. So I'm just going to sit here, wait for him to poke out. Was about to go for that one, but not quite in time. So we have our shell loaded back up. One of the great things of an auto reloader, the longer you wait, the more shells it has. So now we're going to push onto this rev. That one, just don't even know what it does. And that one, straight into the gun, and does nothing. And this one, we're going to finally, wait, no, we're actually going to reload our second shell here so that I can try to clear him with some HEs. We do finally get a penetration on him, and we do finally get a second one. So we do end up clearing that rev for pushing our damage past 3,000. So one thing I have noticed about this tank is it's not the most accurate, so you do want to aim in your shells. The aim time's pretty good though, so it won't take long at all to get those shells aimed in, but if you shoot too early, a lot of the times it will miss and on the move, so do be careful when you are shooting. Try to aim in your shells. I see that these WTs are spotted, so I'm going to go ahead and go on this WT right here. And this is what I mean with that damage. I mean, I absolutely wrecked 2 shells. I'm going to throw another one over at that W2. Can't remember if it hit or not. And now I'm just going to sit here until I have at least 1 shell reloaded so that I can at least shoot back if I get shot. Going to go on this E75. I do wish I'd gone sooner because I could have gotten a shot on the E75, which would have been nice. But it's okay. We do get a second shell reload, so now I'm going to push on this WT. I spot him up, get 1 shell in, but there's no time to get any more because the WT takes out the WT. So yeah, guys, that's the standard B for you. Love the tank, fantastic, and yep, that's the video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.